Welcome back to Majestic Mayhem. I'm Death Dealer.
And I'm Pink Pickles.
And how was your week, Pink?
Uh, Pretty good. I was trying to think. I was like, okay, got to talk about like what I did. Did I remember what I did? Not really. Um, but what I did last weekend, I went to an escape room for the first time, and I had tons of fun. I've never gone to one. Me, Perry, and my best friend, we went. There's this place in the mall. It's kind of weird that it's in the mall. Um, and we went, and yeah, it was fun. We didn't win, so I'm kind of mad about that, but it's okay. We did good. For three people who have never been to escape room, we were on the last lock when time ran out. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't know you could win or lose an escape room. I never thought about the timer running out, honestly.
Yeah,
But
you
that's
had 1 hour, and we were like, man, this is going to be like, what are you going to do there for an hour? Time flew. Time flew. So we didn't open all the locks before the hour was up. So that's how you lose. But the escape room only had like a 48% win rate or something like that. So I figured for three people who've never done one to get that far, we did pretty good.
that's not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad at all.
yeah. So that was pretty fun. I think I gotta go eat junk food at the mall, which is always good.
Hey, yeah. Well, yeah, food court food used to be really good, but I can't say much because the food courts in some of the malls by me now are kind of trash.
Well, get Nathan's is only in the food court. So that's normally when we go to the mall, we normally will eat there. And I always get a pretzel, and I actually was going to get a pretzel, but then I got sidetracked and I was in Hot Topic buying stuff and missed my opportunity for pretzel. So I was disappointed, but I did get here, I'll show you. You might appreciate it. And especially because today apparently is 80s day because you have a strawberry shortcake shirt on, which is amazing. You can't see my shirt, but I have. Hell yeah. Right? Rainbow Bright.
Love it.
Right? So it's 80s day. So what I was buying at Hot Topic was I got a Halloween Hello Kitty, right? So here she is, a little Dracula, little mummy. She's getting
That's
little
cute.
little pumpkins.
That
Yes, so
was
this is what I was busy. I missed my pretzel, but at least I got a cute little Hello Kitty wallet. So So I don't get the hot
cute.
pretzel with cheese sticks, but I normally just go straight up salted pretzel, keep it simple. But I love soft pretzels in general, so really if I'm offered one, I'll eat most varieties. Oh. I think that's the only thing exciting that I've done in 2 weeks than just normal adult work, chores, errands, avoiding responsibility, the fun stuff.
Always try to avoid responsibilities
Yeah.
when possible. I
We did.
actually had. Oh,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
Just to say, I actually had something interesting happen to me, which is why we were here last weekend.
Yes.
I got told last minute. Well, for me, it was last minute. I did not know this. I was nominated for an award for costuming for a show, and I had no idea I had been nominated for an award for this particular award show. I normally don't go to a lot of the award shows. I just don't. I mean, it's not that I
Yeah.
don't think that we'll win. It's a lot of times the awards are based how they vote. It's you've got to collect a bunch. You've got to go out and collect votes. Some of them you have to pay to vote. Something it's a lot, and I'm not interested in lobbying for me
Yeah.
to vote to win an award. I feel like an award should kind of be like an organic type thing. I shouldn't have to go out and work for it.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that because yeah, you do have to work for an award, but you know what I mean. I shouldn't have to
Yeah,
work
you shouldn't have
after
to
being
lobby for it.
nominated. If I'm
Yes.
already nominated, I shouldn't have to do anything else. Um, so yeah, I usually avoid a lot of the award shows, but this particular one, I was told last minute that "Oh, you're coming, right? You guys are coming, right? You're coming to the award show, right?" And my partner in crime was telling me, she's like, they normally ask if we're coming, but they never really like call the night before to make sure we're coming and reserve spots. And oh, you should really at least make sure you send somebody. She's like, I think we're gonna win the award. And I was like, all right, you know what? It's not that far away. Let's go. It's an excuse to get dressed up and go out for an evening, right? Right? Well, we won.
Woohoo!
I
Congratulations!
won. I won. My plaque even has some information on it. So we will share the plaque. But I won.
That's so exciting. That's awesome that you won based on your work that you did and
Yes.
not because you lobbied for it.
Yes, yes. That's
That's
what
what
makes
makes it
it
even
even
better.
better, that I didn't
Yes.
have to tell my friends and family and stuff, "Make sure you go and vote for me. Make sure you get online and vote
Yeah.
for me." So, yay! That's nice. It's nice to be, acknowledged for the work that you do,
Yeah.
so that's nice. So, it was
Yes.
a good time, and I got
Yes.
to wear a really pretty dress, so there's that.
Even
I bought a
better.
new one just for the occasion.
Well, you gotta look good. You can't go accept an award looking like a slob.
Yeah, we were laughing about that. We were like, how hilarious would it be if we showed up in like pajama pants and like t-shirts to win a costuming award?
Yeah.
Like, we know you do really, really good work with clothing, but you guys look like slobs.
You roll up, you got like Cookie Monster pants on, you have the strawberry shortcake shirt.
Yeah, right, right. But I got a nice, pretty dress, so
Nice.
I'll be using it again soon enough. Good times.
Nice. Yeah, you had a good reason for not being here.
Yeah, wonderful reason. I was like, this is
Yeah.
awesome. Good reason to not be home. I did, Axel. I did, I did.
He must have came on like 2 seconds too late, like he does every week. Every week, be like we say something or something just for him, and he joins, 30 seconds
Right
later.
after. Yeah, yeah. That's too funny. Well,
Yeah,
thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. So, like I said, organic one. Can't get better
yes.
than that. It's better than a Grammy, in my opinion. You have to go out and work harder for a Grammy after you're nominated.
I never even thought about it. I know for movies, like the movie studio does all the lobbying on like what movie gets Best Picture of the Year. I never really thought about it for other awards. I guess it makes sense. Like your record label has to go out and like schmooze people to be like, "Hey, you should win."
Well, the Oscars and all the most award shows these like well, not even these days. Most awards are like that. I mean, if you think about it and look at movies that have won Oscars, ask yourself, are they really award worthy in any way, shape, or form? I mean, some might be worth it for the special effects or the cinema, the overall cinematography or what have you, but some of them that win for their categories, it's very
The
questionable.
Revenant is 3 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah, I can't say I sat through that one. I knew
Don't
the story, so I didn't
don't
think so was going. The story didn't fascinate me that much. I was like, hmm.
don't. There's not even a payoff at the end. That's the real kicker. Is you watch all of it and there's no payoff at the end. Don't waste your time. But it won awards, so yeah, whatever.
There's a lot that. Listen, that movie Mother, the one with Jennifer Lawrence and I can't think of what his name is right now. That movie won awards, and that movie is just bad. Just
I never even heard of it. I don't even know what movie you're talking about.
bad, bad. It
I don't
won a
know what
bunch
she's
of
in other than
awards.
Hunger Games.
Bad. really bad. They play like God and Mother Earth or something, and
Just sounds dumb,
it's very, very,
right?
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's time you'll never get back if you watch it.
Nope. I have a whole. Okay, I do appreciate that the title has an exclamation point in its name. I'm a big fan of using exclamation points. Um, a couple's relationship is tested when uninvited guests arrive at their home, disrupting their tranquil existence. Wow. Sounds thrilling.
Watch the trailer for it. I promise you, it's not interesting.
Harvey I don't know how you say this because it's got the J. So Harvey
Javier,
Bardem and Ed Harris are in it.
it's bad. It's just a bad movie. It's a bad movie. I
Oh,
don't honestly. Now, the chat. If anyone disagrees with me on this one, please, by all means, feel free to put that in there. You don't even have to defend it. I don't know anyone that watched it that liked it for any reason. I don't know anyone that watched it that liked anything about it. As far as I know, in myself included, I don't know anyone who found anything redeeming about the movie to be like, yeah, you should watch it for. There's no reason.
it got 6.6 stars on IMDb.
I mean, everybody's entitled. Like I said, if I'm wrong, if anyone in the chat thinks that it says like, hey, I liked it, I liked whatever. You don't even have to tell me what you liked. If you liked it for any reason, please, if you watched it, put it in the chat. I want to see because I doubt I'm wrong on this one.
Have you ever you ever watch do things then you're like, who are these other people? I'm in the middle of playing a video game right now, and I better finish it this week because what a snooze fest. This game sucks. It really does. But people rave about it online. And I'm like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, what did they play that I'm not? Like, I don't
Yes,
know. The story itself isn't necessarily bad. It's just I'm not playing a video game, I'm watching cutscenes. So it's stupid because I'm not doing anything. Like there's just so little playing involved. It's kind of weird. It's just slow. Like I'm 3.5 hours in and like I'm just starting to get anywhere. Like it's really horrible. But I'm telling you, people love it. So I feel like this movie, it got 6.6 stars. You have to wonder like what did everyone else see that I didn't? Because
I there are too many instances as far as movies go. I think everyone could probably guess where I'm gonna go for the first movie, Paranormal Activity. I
favorite
have
franchise.
never in my life, and I never will. And I've had people try and tell me what they like. Well, not try. I've had people tell me what they like about it and try to explain their point of view on why they. I still cannot do the mental gymnastics to find that series entertaining in the least bit. I don't know how anyone finds it entertaining, but that's my opinion. As far as video games go, that's me and Alien Isolation. I'm not a fan of that game. I despise that. There are quite a few people I know that actually like the game, and they really enjoy it, and that's fine. I can't understand how anyone would.
Yeah.
So if you told me, yeah, I like Mother, well, I'm gonna call BS. So I'm saying you're lying just to argue with me. But if that's, but I don't. No one in the chat has said, "Hey, I watched it. I liked it." So I feel like I can confidently say I don't know anyone that's watched it that likes anything about it.
Yeah, because I doubt anyone in the chat has seen it. Like they're probably like me; they've never even heard of it.
If only everybody were so lucky. I wish I had never heard of it. I wish I never saw it. I was told, "Oh, it's like a an art noir type thing. It's, this like I don't know, a really provocative horror thriller thing. And it's a
It's a
thing.
one of the reviews said who gave it a 10 out of 10. They said it was the best psychological thriller they've seen. That was like their little headline of the review.
What I would like to say, I can't fully say yet, but I will say that it is one of the most pretentious movies I've ever watched. That's for sure. And it's also one of the more confusing movies I've watched, which is awfully entertaining. And that in itself is ironic considering I've watched silent films and I understood what was going on in those with little to no idea what the hell I was looking at. So it is weird. So as
So
you watching The Big Bang Theory, the first few seasons aren't the worst. The later seasons, it's a little much, but the first few seasons are really funny.
I've never seen that show. I mean, I've seen it here and there. I know what it is. Everyone I know who's seen it thinks that I would love it because I'm a nerd, and they think I don't know if like I'll remind them of the people in the series. They think I'll identify with them. I'm not really sure. They think I'm like a Sheldon type person, and I don't know if I should be offended when they tell me that or not. But I've had multiple people. I've had multiple, like more than 4 or 5 people. Like I think off the top of my head tell me that. And like I said, I don't know if I should be offended by that or not.
I'd be a little offended because he's
Kind of what I'm
rude at
thinking.
times.
I don't know. Like I'm a nerd and I'm okay with that, but I'm not that big of a nerd. I mean, maybe I am. I just don't realize it. But
I don't think you're
I don't know.
anything like any of them. That's so weird. They're not very sociable people.
I know.
So,
Someone told me once I was too outgoing to be an engineer. I was like,
I
yeah,
don't
well,
know what that means. I don't know how an engineer is supposed to act because the engineers that I know are
the
normal
stereotypical
too.
engineer are like have no social skills. Like the joke they used to always say is how do you tell the outgoing engineer they're looking at your shoes and not their own? Like engineers are just
Okay, yeah, then in that case, yeah, I don't know any stereotypical engineers. The ones
yeah.
I know are all oddballs out, I guess, because like I know
I
one.
don't
He was actually he did sword fighting and Renaissance festivals, pirate festivals, and actually he was part of a stand-up comedy troupe.
yeah. That's
So
cool.
I don't think he was very
I mean,
antisociable on
I
that one.
yeah,
Big bald guy at that.
I work with tons of engineers and they're not unsociable. Like they're weird, but I feel like we're no more weird than anybody else, right? Like everybody's kind of weird, right?
Define
So,
normal. What is normal? I mean, realistically, what is normal these
yeah.
days? Because even your normal people aren't really normal, if that makes sense. Yeah, I did know that for X-Men. No, she's not a nuclear scientist.
She's an
She's actually
astrophysicist or something.
no, she's actually in with good lord, what is it? She's a physicist, I believe. I think. I'm pretty sure she's a physicist. I think. I'm probably wrong. But I don't think I know she's
Neuroscience.
um,
She got her PhD in neuroscience.
okay,
She
neuro.
completed in 2007.
And well, I knew it wasn't nuclear. I knew that.
Either
Okay.
way, she's smart and she has a PhD.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's really what it comes down to.
Good for her
Uh,
too. I mean, I never would have thought watching her when she was a kid on TV that she would have done that.
I know. I wouldn't either, and that's tough to get anybody to get a PhD is difficult.
Like,
It's
a lot of times too, you don't think that they're going to quit their careers while
mhm.
they're in the middle of having such a. I mean, if you think about it, the reason why you go to college is to have a career, not a job. You want a
Yeah.
career. But if you've already got a career, it's kind of crazy to think that you're going to put the career you have on hold
Yeah.
to go and get another career essentially. I mean, Keira Knightley did that too. She paused when she was in one of the higher points in her career. She was doing real well in a lot of movies, making a lot of money, and she went, "You know what? I'm gonna go to college and have the normal experience." So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. That's interesting. It's not something you would think a lot of people do, and a lot of them don't. So it's interesting when they do.
I would just like to hold on because I learned how we can highlight things. Hold on, I have to find this because this deserves being up on the screen. Like everyone to see that. Uh,
I think
I forgot
so.
that I learned how to do that. I say that. Oh my god. See, this is why we're nerds together because I say that all the time. He put, I know this because my mom said I'm cool. I always say that. I'm always like, my mom thinks I'm great.
Funny. One of my favorite things to do a long time ago was actually go to theme parks with a friend of mine who was studying at the time to be an engineer. 'Cause I'd stand there and ask him all kinds of questions, and even if I didn't ask him questions, he'd just start rattling things off to me about, "Oh, do you know how this is done? Da 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 da." I find information interesting for the most part,
Yeah.
especially if whatever we're discussing is entertaining to me to begin with. So, it's one of my favorite things to do is go to the theme park, hand him a beer, and be like, "Let's go look at stuff."
One of the people I graduated college with, he was going to design roller coasters. That's
Oh, that's
the
cool.
field he was going into. So I was like, that's awesome.
It's a
What
nice
a fun
field.
thing to do.
Be fun. It would be a fun field to go into.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You'd probably be. I imagine they're the first people to ride the roller coaster after it's built and finished. I mean, after the safety dummies, of course,
Yeah.
obviously. But I imagine they're like the first people to get on there.
Yeah.
'Cause I know after they build the roller coasters, before it's open to the public, people that work in the parks are always, and their families are the first ones to be able to get onto it when
Yeah.
it's open. So, fun fact. Ask me how I know.
So every time you keep picking up your mug, because I commented before how much I love your mug and it's cute. I bought something today and I was like, I have to bring this inside because Death Dealer will appreciate what I bought. I saw this yesterday, but I was like, I'm not paying for it. I went back to the store today and it was 40% off. So I was like, okay, I'm buying it. It's just the lid comes off, so it's just a little box.
So let's expand that here.
Get a loser, and it's right. So it's my little coffin.
Love it.
Oh, I just thought it was great. I saw this thing
Love
and
it.
I laughed and I was like, "This is amazing. I have to get it." And it's I know it's hard to tell because of the coloring, but it's pink. So I have my little get in loser coffin.
I love it. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's too
Yeah.
cute. I have several coffins and a casket, believe it or not. I, I I get morbid gifts from people. I don't always buy things for myself anymore at this point. People just give me randomly morbid things. Like my grandmother's neighbor a few years back was going through their house. They were moving, so they were packing everything and then going through everything. And he says to me, "Oh, I know you do all that stuff." And I was like, "Okay, all that stuff." He's like, "All the theater stuff and all the Halloween stuff." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I have this thing for you. Hold on." And he comes back and he gives me, and it's a miniature casket.
That's cool.
It's probably about 2, 3 feet, 2.5, about 2 feet long. and it's an actual casket with like velvet lining
Oh,
inside and
it's a
every
legit.
like
It's a
it's a
legit.
legitimate casket. It's made of wood and everything.
Why?
I
Why
don't
on earth
even
did
really
he
know.
have it?
I never wanted to ask.
Yeah, sometimes you're better off not knowing.
I feel like it was just because we're talking about somebody who's not exactly a spring chicken. This is an older gentleman to begin with,
Yeah.
so for him to have something like that, I was like, you know what? I don't. Maybe from leftover from the plague or something, and thankfully they didn't need it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. He was like, "Here, I thought of you." Ah, thanks.
I have a random casket in my house and I thought of you.
Oh, yeah, no, no, it's okay. Because the other time, a friend of mine gave me, she was out at an antique store and she found an antique porcelain doll that she thought was super creepy. And these are her words. It was super creepy, and I thought of you, and I thought I'd give it to you. You don't have to
Yeah.
keep it if you don't like it, but I bought it for you. And I was like, oh, hey,
Uh,
hey.
this is
I
so
still have
creepy.
it. I
This is
still
so
have it.
creepy. Here, it's yours.
It is. I won't lie. It is a creepy antique. It is very creepy antique porcelain doll, but I still have it. So yeah, no, I get weird stuff all the time. I don't even have to buy it for myself. Family and friends buy it for me. What can you expect when everybody calls me death, though? I mean,
Yeah. See, so Sir X-Men's hitting you with the morbid questions tonight. Would you rather be cremated or buried in a coffin?
honestly, I don't care. I couldn't care less. It is not for me. Whatever happens is not for me at this point. It is for everyone else to process and deal with the trauma of losing me. So, however they want to do it.
See, I don't care because I'll be dead. So what will I know? Right? Wha- I won't know what's going on, so do whatever.
I mean, if I had it my way, I'd like to be cremated just because I'd like to sit on my kid's shelf and then my grandkids shelves and like I want pieces of me to stick around in the house forever, but Dreadpool's insisting on being buried together like as if we can't have them mix our ashes together. He's just so morbid.
Well, okay. So if he dies first, are you just gonna you should mute the stream, Dreadpool. So if he dies first, are you just gonna cremate him because he won't know? Do what you want.
I would bury him because it's what he
Oh.
wants.
Yeah.
um However, like I said, I don't really care. I mean, it's yeah, like I said, it's not a
If
funeral is not for the person that dies. It, in my opinion, a funeral is for the people left after that person dies. Because realistically, for the most part, nobody cares. I mean, I just want everyone to get drunk and eat food and have a good time. Nobody had better be crying. I want to hear jokes, and nobody had better say anything stupid like, "Oh, she was the nicest person."
so they know
Oh,
they
she
didn't know you.
smiled and lit up a room, every room she walked into. It's like the only way I'm lighting a room up is if I light it on fire.
Yeah.
So like, let's not lie to ourselves here. Let's be honest. If you say like she was rude, she was condescending, she was a smart ass, well, yeah, by all means. That was me. Absolutely. And if somebody shows up that I didn't like, you better tell them I didn't like them and ask them why they're there.
So have you ever thought if you bury him, can they take like half your ashes and put it in the casket with him, and then the other half can sit on the mantle for eternity?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Then you get the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, they could listen. They could split my ashes up into like 20 pieces, sprinkle some off of a bridge, throw some in some cat litter, put some on a shelf, put some in a diamond,
Ah.
whatever. have at it. That's fine. Actually, that's uh, we're going to put my great grandmother's ashes in with my grandmother when she goes. My grandmother wants to be buried, and my great grandmother was cremated, and my grandmother wants to be buried with my great grandmother. So we're going to put her ashes in the casket with her. She can hold her for all eternity in her marble case.
I was just looking this up because this week I sent the article to my friend. The the two deputies. Well, I guess this happened 2 years ago. Oh, but the guy's being sentenced. It looked like. Wait, or is this a different one? There's too many of these stories here. Hold on. Okay, whatever. Yeah. So inspectors went to a funeral home, and there was a hidden door. Right, like there was a cardboard display in front of the door. So
Okay.
they moved the cardboard display, and then the guy. This article doesn't say. I forget exactly what it was, but the guy at the funeral home was like, "Please don't go in there." Um, I'm pretty sure that's like the first place you want to look. That you hid the door behind a cardboard display, and then please don't go in there. Okay, well, there's something in there, obviously. Yeah, there were 20 bodies back there, and the guy was like, "Oh, well, we're just we have a backlog of people we have to cremate." Yeah, they were there for like 15 years. That ain't a backlog. I'm not really sure what they were doing with them because they were just in the room smelling. This is in Colorado. Maybe like they got high off sloppers or something. I don't know because
Been too much reefer, man. I
yeah.
Give me a second. Hold on.
Like I said, I saw that article. I had to send it. I was like, "Oh, here's some little light reading I sent to my friend."
Why only 20 bodies, first of all? Who were those people? And why 15 years? 20 years, whatever. And were they all from around the same time frame, or had he been collecting one every year and adding it to the collection? I got questions that this article has not answered.
It is, and there's really like there's no answers because I agree because I'm assuming that over the years there's been more than 20 clients, which means not everybody made it to the back room. Like some people probably were cremated properly, but it was some guy and his brother. It says that they bought the place in 1989 and they brought with them an old school way of operating that they learned from their father, who owned and operated funeral homes in Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska. So apparently, in Colorado, um, there were no rules about inspecting funeral homes. And last year, they changed some of the laws. So that's why they're now going around and they have to routinely
Thank
inspect
God
the
for
homes.
that now. Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. See,
I guess
really, you need to go to the funeral home in Ohio. Remember, we talked about that. This is like ages ago. The guy who who got the liquor license because he basically wants one stop shopping and he wants to have a party at the funeral home. That's where you need to go. I wonder
would
if that guy's still in business.
I mean, got it as long as he's really having such a huge problem with all of these funeral homes. That's insane that you say that because I actually just came across an article the other day that was talking about a funeral home that had been caught with like 250 mixed remains. They were doing mass cremations of like, and they were holding like a contest. The guy was holding a contest with his workers. I couldn't believe he actually hired people and they were actually doing this, but apparently the
No.
workers were even like participating in these like contests to see like how many people they could stuff into the cremator at
Wow.
once and stuff, and like they actually made like stickers for it and like award certificates and stuff to like give each other for all this like craziness.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can you imagine you're at a party with someone and you're like, "Hey, how was your week?" "Oh, great. I won an award at work this week." "Oh, that's awesome. What kind of award did you win?" "Oh, I set the record for how many bodies I could shove in the cremator." Like, right? Can you imagine if someone said that to you?
I'd probably call the cops. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Normally I'm not one to be like,
No,
I'm probably gonna snitch right after this conversation. But I feel like disrespect of a dead body is one of those times. And again, it's not about, and it, I mean, in this case, it actually is about the person. It's not just the family, but you're also looking at the person and the family. Jeez, oh Pete, what in the world? Why? Why? And if you don't want to do your job, and especially in this particular instance, why are you working there? Like, there are a billion other jobs you can take. And I know for a fact that people that, unless you own the mortuary or the funeral home or whatever, you're not making as much money. So, I mean, I, there is a special place in hell for those people. That is for damn sure. That disrespect a dead body. Because my God,
I agree. Can I tell you something funny though? Um, so I try to look up the place in Ohio that has the liquor license. That was from December of 2024 that they applied for the liquor license. So I
okay.
couldn't there's no like update to see like how they're doing. But I
Aw.
was like, I go, "Oh, let me read the Google reviews. Does someone mention it?" From 2 months ago. So it's the funeral home, cremation, and reception. I rented the space to celebrate my 65th birthday with a tea party. The space was set up when I arrived to decorate. The staff was so accommodating. Yeah, so they gave him a 5-star review. Can you imagine inviting people to your birthday party and they're like, "Oh yeah, what's the address?" "Oh yeah, it's the funeral home." Like,
Yes,
like
I would. I would do it because I've invited people to a funeral before. And not like that. Well, I mean, obviously, and people die. So yeah, I've invited them to like an actual legitimate funeral, but like I've invited people to Dreadpool's funeral. I had a funeral for Dreadpool quite a few years back, actually.
like uh, like a birthday party themed
Yeah,
funeral?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
funeral themed birthday party? I had that
April.
backwards.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I usually do themed parties. Listen, I feel like if I'm going through the effort to throw a party, it's gonna be a theme party because one, it makes it easier. I feel it makes it so much easier to decorate and things. Also, too, I like wearing costumes and I like encouraging my friends and family to wear costumes. And I don't mind making them or helping them make them. And it also comes in handy later. You don't know how many times I've done themed parties and then like years later somebody's like, "Oh, do you have this costume?" And I'm like, "As
Sure
a
do.
matter of fact, I do." Um, it's come in handy quite a few times. Um, but yeah, so I threw Dreadpool a funeral because he's old and he's dead after a certain age, and I even gave a eulogy. I wish somebody had recorded it because it was really, really good. If I have to say so myself. Uh, but Alas, it was really funny.
You can read Sir X-Man's comment.
Could you imagine somebody making a slushie out of the dust from my cremated body? I don't know about a slushie, but I would absolutely allow my ashes to be used in fertilizer.
See, I think a slushy, I think it would be obvious. You would have to put it in like coffee, like mix it with the coffee creamer or something. Um,
Ooh, no, I don't. That's chalky. I imagine it's just like eating ash. It's got to probably be like chalky, like eating. Well, think about it. Yeah, If you've ever seen cremated ashes, they're the consistency of charcoal that has been burned to ash. It's very chalky. No, thank
do you
you.
need it like in a milkshake or something?
No,
But
again,
I think the taste would be like
listen. There's this amazing masterpiece that was made years ago. Hold on, let me find out what year it was so I get
quick
all the
comment.
information.
Can you hear a noise in the background of me?
No.
Oh, okay. Perry Perry says sometimes you can hear it. It's the cats on the cat wheel. They're like above me. So I can hear them when they run on the wheel, and I didn't know if it really like picked up or not. But it was just going off. That's why I asked because they were.
You're good, you're good. Okay, so
Dreadpool says bake it in a cake.
right, so the amazing, a critically acclaimed movie that was released in December of 2001, the one, the only, How High. The whole premise of that movie is they use somebody's ashes in a fertilizer to a plant and chaos ensues. I'm all for you using my ashes for fertilizer to put around I put it around a rose bush, man. Make some beautiful roses. When you win an award that year for the most beautiful roses in the neighborhood, feed an alligator. Why not? Don't feed an anaconda. Those things are invasive. I mean, bait for it. You want to bait an anaconda? You could absolutely slaughter one of those in my memory. I don't mind that. And yeah, there's plenty of things I'd be okay with you using, except for science. Don't use my body for science. They do a lot of really gross. Yeah,
You
they do a
know,
lot of really gross shit with bodies. No.
you know what would be interesting if you want to donate your body to science? How do you donate your body to the body farm? I forget what state it's in. It's in the South. It's in South Carolina, maybe. They like they like leave your body outside, and that's how they like um oh, is this in Tennessee? It's you put your body outside because they study then how it decomposes and stuff. So this way, when they go to investigate like murders and everything, um,
Yeah, you're
uh,
donating it to science.
yeah, that's how they they might bury you. They might put plastic over you, put different clothes on you, but like that's why so many how much they know like when the bugs get to you and stuff, how that interacts is because they study
Yeah, they're cadaver
bodies. Like
farms.
I
We have
go
one down
there.
here. We have a couple here in Florida.
Yeah, they have University of Tennessee. You could donate my body there. I'm on board with that.
Better start saving up. It costs about 6 grand to donate your body to science now.
Oh, I don't have to save up. I'm not paying for it. I'm dead.
Oh no,
Harry does.
you're. Well, yeah, that's true.
That's what I said.
You're.
I don't have to do anything.
I was actually. That's why I say like you can use my body for just about anything except for science because I refuse to allow my family to pay them money to take my body to do whatever they see fit with it for God
Yeah.
knows how long. That I find that so disrespectful personally. And then they complain that, oh, we don't have enough people donating to this, that, and the other thing. Well, maybe, just maybe. I was floored when I found out that you had to pay to donate your body to Science Now. The reason I know it is because I was actually looking into doing that for someone, because it actually would have been beneficial for them to be donated to science due to what happened. And they were like, "Yeah, it'll cost you 6 grand to do that." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
At the
Nope.
at the Body Farm at the University of Tennessee, they do not charge you. If you are within 100 miles of Knoxville, they'll pick you up. Otherwise, you have to get yourself there. So that's what you would have to pay. And they said that they get up like 100 bodies a year.
Well, that's a body farm too, though. Also, sometimes donating it to science is for, looking into things like what the cancer does to bodies, and
Yeah.
um,
I'm a true crime buff.
brain
It would make me
damage.
happy. It would make me happy to know that like they're gonna like help my dead decomposing body would help catch murderers. I would like that. That'd be cool. Perry won't. I know Perry won't donate me though, so it's okay.
He talking to himself? I'm lost.
Okay, so Sir X Man is losing his mind today, and he asked you, "What about cannibals that cook human flesh?"
What about him?
Um, Dreadpool said that's just barbecue, and then he said when they cremate it, it smells like barbecue at first. They have to watch. They have to watch out for how much fat a person has because they will flame up. Trust me, I know. Did you used to work at a crematorium or something?
No, he's not that cool, and you don't have to trust anything he says. Um, no, a friend of ours
Trust
works
me, bro.
as a in a crematorium.
Okay.
He works yeah, he works with uh
I'm not really
deceased.
surprised that you're friends with somebody who works at a crematorium. Just that's just like, of course you are. Of course,
Well,
Death
actually,
Dealer is friends with someone who works at a
well, yeah.
crematorium.
Believe it or not, he's not the only one. I know actually a
Yeah.
couple. Yeah, I know. I have another friend of mine that actually runs a funeral home.
Okay, did you meet these people before finding out what they did, or like do you like hunt these people down to become their friends? Or is it
I
just
knew him
karma? It's
before.
like you guys see each other across the room and you're just drawn to each other. You're like, buddy, we're
Kind
best
of, pretty
friends now.
much. Actually, that would be much more accurate. Yeah, I did not know. My one friend got the job after we had actually been friends for quite a long time. The other one, I did not know that when I first met them and started being friends with them. And obviously, around the way, it was like, "Oh, so what do you?" Finally, it was like, "Oh shit, I never asked you. What do you do for work?" And they were like, "Oh, I run a funeral home." And I was like, "Figures,
Yeah.
figures." Yeah, I tend to meet people, enjoy their uh, enjoy them in general, and then later on find out that, yeah, they usually have a job that I find extremely interesting. So
Just the universe is putting you together with
yeah,
all these people.
yeah, yeah, and it
Nice.
worked out though, because a lot of times, believe it or not, people don't ask them questions about their job, or they don't care to hear about it, or when they find out what they do, they get uncomfortable about
Yeah.
it. And I just kind of like, I always say, I'm like, honestly, these jobs are necessity. Like,
Hmm.
I don't see why anybody would think any of that's weird. Working in the death department is a necessity of life. You have to. Hi, do you remember hearing about the plague? I mean,
So I someone that I grew up with, her parents took over the family funeral home. They've since sold it, so they only ran it for a few years. But her mom said she actually loved it. She didn't think she would like it. She loved it so much because she was the greeter lady at the door, but she was like, I get to be there to help comfort people. So her whole job was just to provide comfort to families. and that's why she liked it so much. And I was like, that's a good way to think about it.
I mean, well, like a friend of mine, the one who works in the crematory, actually had a bit of a difficulty for a little while because they were a bit uncomfortable after, they did great for quite a while. Then after a little while, they had a few cases come through that kind of upset them because everybody's human.
Mhm.
Empathy is not something you just find in the dictionary. It is something everybody has a little bit of. And there were a few instances that came through that made them really question, can I continue doing this? And, I told them, I was like, listen, this is something that has to be done whether or not you do it or somebody else does it. So if you think you can do it and you can do it with respect and be, respectful of the whole process and feel like you are doing the correct thing, then by all means continue doing it.
Mhm.
If that's not something you think you can do, then by all means, please do anything else, whatever helps you feel better. But just know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with what you're doing. You don't have to feel some type, like I said, people feel some type of way and they're like, oh, you work in the crematorium? That's so, especially women. That's so creepy. You're so gross. You take work dead bodies. And it's like, what do you think's going to happen with them if
Yeah,
what
someone
if
has to
you're
do
not
it.
being cremated, sweetheart? I got bad news for you. They're being touched a whole lot more. Just saying that out there. But it's a necessity. And I commend them. I think they are just as necessary, if not more so, than first responders, in my opinion. Like I said, without them, we'd have stacks of dead people laying around.
Mhm.
Who wants that?
Not
But
me.
no, even after your youth.
Okay, well now that we went morbid, here's something to lighten up the mood. Because you know how much I love like little baby animals. The Philadelphia Zoo this week
Pictures, tell me
just
what pictures and video. Duh, duh, duh.
do I have oh, I do hold on, I have to save a picture of this one. Um they welcomed 9 baby Galapagos tortoises. 9 of them. Their parents are 97 and 96 years old.
They're
And
so
now
young and spry.
now there's like there's 9, but hold on, let me get this. What did I just do? Nope. I hate it when I was trying to move my screen around and then I made it so it like try to split my screen into quarters. I don't want this. Stop, please. My computer thinks it's helping me and it's not at all.
Tell it to stop.
You know what I love too about little tortoises is a lot of times they always just look so angry.
Oh, yes.
Look at this little guy.
That's adorable.
The other 8 look just like him, I'm sure. Right? I mean, how do they look like? But so the Galapagos tortoise is critically endangered. Where the heck does it say? So now it brings the North American population up to 60.
Raise it up to 6?
60, 60.
Oh, okay, 60.
Yep.
60. It cut out after I heard 6 and then it
Oh,
cut
yeah.
out. I was like, how is there only 6 when you just said they had
Yeah.
9?
But like it's not so now there's 9 little ones. And last year the same parents had 7 siblings last year. So these 2 tortoises single-handedly bought the population from 44 to 60. Yeah. Then I have okay, so that was the Philadelphia Zoo. Then I've been sitting on this one for a few weeks. They okay, so they did some deep sea diving expedition off Argentina, and uh, so they got stunning footage of more than 40 never before seen species. Um, you have to see this guy. Hold on.
Look at those cheeks.
It's the big butt starfish. That's what they're calling them. I just absolutely love
Look at those
who
cheeks.
would think that a starfish has little butt cheeks?
Thanks to Patrick Star.
Yeah.
Patrick Star from SpongeBob SquarePants, guys. Not the I think the drag queen's name is Patrick Star, right?
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I hear Patrick Star, I think of SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'm thinking SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah. But I just so I love that so much. I think these little butt cheeks on the star are like the
It's
funniest thing
amazing.
ever.
It's so funny. I love it.
Oh.
Is that a new species or just a random starfish? And they were like, it's got cheeks.
I don't know. It didn't say because the article said how like they caught all these new species, but then this one it just said that they were showing it. So I'm not sure if this is new or they were just like, oh, butt cheeks. This is funny.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not even gonna lie. This is why I can't scuba dive because I'd be tempted to spank it, just see if it jiggles.
So uh
Sad thing is, I know they're not actual butt cheeks, so I know they wouldn't jiggle.
no, so I think that this is just they were doing a live stream, so they were showing all the different a bunch of sea life that you don't normally see. I think the starfish just showed up on the live stream. I don't think that was I don't think they were like hunting for that one. I think it's just they happened to catch it in there. Yeah. But
One way or another.
see, these
Surface
these
with booty cheeks. That's
see these
cute.
these are the great news stories that I find.
Did you look up the hippo?
I haven't seen what Mars was doing this week.
Oh, I love the videos. They do like daily videos of them, and
Yeah.
it cracks me
Oh,
up. I genuinely don't know how I even came across this little guy either. I was just actually no, I do probably because of the Moodang videos.
yeah.
I kept getting a lot of Moodang videos after we had that conversation, and for those that don't know, there is a video that the zoo that has Moodang released, and it was a uh, I'm not thinking. I cannot think of the word now. In case he breaks out,
I was
they
like
did.
the yeah, it was like the they were doing a drill.
Yes,
So
it
if
was a
he
drill.
escaped, how they were gonna catch him. Or
Yes,
her, because Mood Dang's a girl. I think Mars is a boy. Mood Dang's a girl.
yeah. Mars is a boy. Mudang is a girl. You're right about that.
Mm.
Yeah, and they were doing a drill to if Mudang had gotten out, they had somebody running around in an inflatable hippo costume, actually like causing chaos. It was It's the funniest video. You have to look it up if you haven't seen it. It's so funny. It's a brilliant marketing tactic if I've ever seen one, for sure. And well, this other hippo, Mars, is the new baby that we have over here in the U.S. at
I think
is
in Kansas, right?
Kansas. It's either Kansas or Kentucky.
I think it's Kansas. If it were Kentucky, I would remember because Kentucky's closer to me than Kansas. And I remember thinking like it's one of those places that who, how many people really seek out going to Kansas? Maybe they do. I don't know. It always just seemed to me like one of those states that like you know you pass through.
Listen, because of where I live, there's a lot of times that I hear about like, oh, this is a huge tourist area, and I'm like, people go there for what?
Yeah.
I'm confused, but I mean, who am I to judge? The U.S. is huge, so technically speaking, you could get a whole lot of culture without ever leaving. Without ever leaving. But then again, in some states, you don't even have to leave the state to get a whole lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think too, it's all relative. Like when you say we get, when Kansas gets a lot of tourists, that's not the same volume of Florida tourists, New York City tourists,
Yeah, that's true.
California tourists. Like I think that maybe it's a lot of Kansas tourists because, like I said, maybe people maybe if you live out there, like you vacation to the nearby states, so maybe you do seek out going to Kansas. Beats me. Um, I can't tell you anything about Kansas other than they have Mars. What else is in Kansas you would ever go look at? I have no clue. No clue at all.
Parents, maybe? Because they've had other babies. I know that. This is like their second or third um, baby at that zoo. Uh, they're all named after planets or gods or something. Oh, wait, hold on. Parents
So,
are Pluto and Posey.
oh, there's a space center in Kansas. It's a museum. I googled. So here's the 30 great things to do in Kansas. There's a zoo,
I would definitely
botanical
recommend
gardens,
that.
uh, Boot Hill Museum. I don't know. This is like Western days because it's like there's a saloon, the state capitol, Dwight D. Eisenhower Library Museum. These are your top 30 things to do. Some historic sites. Okay, so here's some monument rocks, chalk pyramids. Um, right? I know a lot of people go out to see like rock type things. So okay. Oh, huh, the Schlitterbahn water parks and resorts. Um, yeah, if you don't know what those are, you should Google it. Remember, you were talking about how like when you test out the roller coaster rides and stuff. Yeah, they should have done some extra testing at that water park before they opened it up for kids. That's all I'm gonna say about it. They have an Evil Knievel museum. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of this other stuff you can see in any state. Like, there's nothing. I don't know. Sorry if you live in Kansas. But if you live in Kansas, tell us what's awesome about it. Other than Mars, because I could totally see going. I'd go visit Mars.
Well,
The Big Well. You're going to go to Kansas to visit a well.
Field of Dreams is supposed to take place.
I don't know. It takes place in some place flat. I know that.
No idea. Anyways,
Iowa. Field of Dreams takes place in Iowa.
so X-Men, I don't. Do I want to know why we're mentioning the Teletubbies? And that show wasn't good when it came out. It was just entertaining to toddlers.
Yeah, say it might
And
have been good if you were right age range, which is what 2 to 5.
I think the only good thing about Teletubbies that I ever thought was in 2000 they came out with stuffed animals that said stuff. You know, you squeezed their belly and they said a couple of the catchphrases that they said on the show. And the red one in particular, and I know this because my friend had it, they were recalled because whatever they were supposed to say, they didn't say. And instead, they said what sounded like inappropriate things. Um, one of it was "bite my butt,"
Oh my god.
and the other one, um, I'm not going to say because I'll probably get canceled by somebody. But It was a what can be used as a slur for a gay man. But anyways, the Teletubby itself was hysterical. Uh, because it said "bite my butt."
Oh,
The other thing, obviously, 'cause it was funny, and they were pulled off the shelves. But that was the only good thing
that's
about
amazing.
Teletubbies.
Can you
That
imagine, like, you just give that to your grandkid or something, not knowing that what you just unleashed upon them?
I think what makes it even funnier in my friend's case was she actually liked that show. I had no idea why. She was whatever. Anyway, she liked that show and red was her favorite color. So that was her favorite Teletubby was the red one.
Okay.
And she had to have that stuffed animal when she found out that they were going to be selling them. So she didn't even know that it was going to say that when she bought it. It wasn't until she had bought it, brought it home, and got it out of the box and was playing, messing with it that she'd heard it. And it was like, wait a minute, that's not what it's supposed to say.
To
And
add a
then,
little
like,
perk.
yeah, and then like 2 days later, there was an announcement on the news that if you had it, you could return it for a full refund, or it was being pulled off the shelves, and yeah, of course, obviously at that point it was off of the shelves already,
Yeah,
so there's nothing left
yeah.
to go. Because much like today, if somebody hears that, oh, this toy is inappropriate for insert reason here, people go out and buy them. I mean, I know I've done it,
Hell yeah.
so I know I'm not the only one either. Haven't you gone out and gotten a toy just to say that you had a toy that was recalled?
I don't know. I don't know if I have, but I totally would. Like, I'm definitely not above it by any means. I mean, I
So
remember checking the cover of the Little Mermaid case for the photo, right? Anyone who had the old, like, clamshell, big white puffy Little Mermaid.
big old member in the background.
Yeah. The one that we had didn't have it. Or actually, I don't even remember if we had it. My cousins probably had it, but anyone that I knew who had it, no one had that case. But oh yeah, if like I found that, hell, if I found that today, someone was selling it, I'd go buy it. Oh, that's right, Dreadful. Yeah, the Wicked movie dolls on the box. Instead of sending you to the website for the movie, it sent you to a porn site. But they didn't even like recall all the boxes; they put stickers over it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not for nothing. I can't really blame them. The way the dolls, the collector's dolls, sell now, it's so hard to gauge whether or not they're gonna
Yeah.
sell out. It's there's I see dolls that I would think would have sold out, and I see them years later after the fact, and they're the first release of the doll still, haven't been sold 5, 6 years after the fact, and then there's dolls that I've seen that I figured would not be a collector's doll, and they sell out, like, within an hour of them being released, so
Mhm. I guess what surprises me is I would think that somebody's job would be to get a mock-up of the package and to call the phone number, to visit the website, like, to make sure that stuff's legit because, I can't think of where they were, but I know there's been times over the years that, like, the phone number brings you to, like, a hotline and not to whatever that you're supposed to be calling. So I would think at this point, like I said, so I would think you would have somebody's dedicated job is simply to, "Okay, let me make sure that this is spelled correctly, that this is the correct link, this is the correct phone number, we're not a digit off." Apparently not, though. Apparently it's not somebody's job.
well, I can take a good guess as to why more of these mistakes happen nowadays than they used to when it comes to stuff like that, and honestly, it's Probably because of the fact of social media has gotten so popular. You can't They used to give focus groups the toys before they would release them on the market.
Yeah.
Because like, if you went in and you were a part of a focus group for, let's just say you were part of the focus group for the Wicked dolls before they were released. You're one of the little girls and little boys that get called in to play with the dolls and look at the dolls and everything before they release them to see, whether or not you like them. You'll go in originally, you'll play with the dolls for a little while, they'll ask you questions, you'll answer your questions, they'll give you something, and you leave. And then later on, when they actually go to release the dolls 6 months or whatever from now, they would send the kids from that focus group the doll a month or two before they release it on the market.
Hmm.
So the kids would have it for a month before it would reach the market and play with it. And basically, that's your last ditch effort check to make sure everything's good to go. And then it would be released on the market. So now you don't have those kids getting those releases, because if they, God knows, if your kid has a toy that's not on the market yet and you've got the full box that's going to be sold with it, you're going to take pictures and video and put it all over the internet. So they're not doing that anymore per se. So they're probably getting a lot more mistakes through than they used to, because they don't have somebody calling up and going, "Hey, you might want to check this."
But that's what I'm saying though, is wouldn't you then just like just like you have a proofreader who checks that you spell things correctly, wouldn't somebody's job, like, okay, send this down to Bob, he's and Bob just types in websites and calls phone numbers, like, right, don't you think he would, like, that would be, you'd pay somebody to do this?
You would think, and you
You
would
think.
think, and you would hope, and I'm sure there is, and I'm sure that like a couple of people probably lost their jobs because of
Yeah.
that. But if you think about it, back when they were still giving the dolls to kids before they released them, there was a holiday Barbie back in like
Mhm.
2001 or 2 or something, and the box is, if you have the first release of that box, the box is wrong and it's worth twice as much money as the other ones, because the box was incorrect, the picture is incorrect on the back, and that went through a bunch of people getting their hands on it and then
Yeah.
being released. And the only reason they caught it is because they had given it out before it was mass produced. So they were able to correct a bunch of the boxes before they hit the market. But even then, they still had some slip through. But in that case, it wasn't an inappropriate
Yeah.
issue so much as the doll just had the wrong hairstyle.
Yeah. Perry
So
said that Zelda.com was an adult site in the 90s. Nintendo ended up buying it. Wouldn't that be a nice payday if you randomly own like Mario.com or something? Like you own the website. For whatever reason you own wickedmovie.com, or you know, something that somebody wants. Wouldn't
I wouldn't
that'd be
doubt
nice.
it if Disney tries to buy whatever
Yeah,
belongs
whatever
to
website they
Wicked.
used.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time they've done stuff like that. It won't be the last. So there's a woman, the drink, Sierra Mist. The reason it changed its name was because of the girl or the woman with the name Sierra bought. They fought with her about using her own name,
Oh,
and
that's
the whole thing. There's a bunch of videos she made on it, and I think a couple other people probably too. And the whole thing's kind of comical, honestly. It's so petty. They tried going after her for like an Instagram or a Twitter account or something that she had, because her name's Sierra Mist, and they tried making her stop using it on social media, and she went ahead and turned around and was petty with them and went back and forth in court. She won her case, and then they ended up losing the rights to their website or something, the name of the website, sierramiss.com or something. And she bought it,
see.
and she kept telling him like it wasn't enough money or something. She was just being petty, and eventually they ended up just changing the name to whatever it is right now. I don't know, but yeah,
Starry is the name.
sorry, yeah.
See, I would totally take a payout. Without a doubt I would take a payout. I guess it depends how much though. I mean, if you're offering me like, here's the $1,000, screw you.
I think it depends on what a pain in my ass you are before. What did you do to get me to that point? And in this woman's case, I fully stand by her
Yeah.
and support her not taking the money. It just being petty because they tried to tell her she couldn't use her own. I mean, imagine if a big company comes to you and says you can't use your own name. I mean,
I
we're
know
going
it's
to
your
sue
name.
you if you use your own name. Like, I'm sorry, what? It's not even a hey, do you mind if we don't? You know, I'd be all right with you coming and asking me, hey, can we come to some kind of agreement where maybe you let us use it for these social media things and maybe you use something besides your name? Okay, fine. But if you come to me, threaten me with lawyers like they threatened her, yeah, no, I'm going to be petty. I'm going to buy out the rights to the name. I'm going to buy the copyright. And no, I'm not selling anything back. You're going to change the name. Good luck. Hey,
That's like Vince McMahon because he had the WWF and he was paying money to the panda people, the World Wildlife Federation, and then he stopped paying them, and he thought he was just going to win, but no, that's why they're out of their WWE because he didn't want to pay the money anymore. Which how much money did it cost him to go through? Because they and all their old footage they like blur out part of the logo, and it's like, man, just all that. Like, granted, he's a billionaire, so he had the money to do it all, but it's like, what a waste of money. It would have been cheaper to just keep paying them to use the name.
like I said, it depends on how petty you want to
Yeah,
be. It Listen, if you come at somebody rude, I fully expect them to make your life as difficult as possible because I feel like that's kind of fair. I mean, I'm not one to go out of my way to be difficult, but if you irritate me, I will
bring it on.
absolutely drag my feet to do things when it comes down to it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that simple. Like,
And they've rebranded. I forgot all about that until you brought it up. Like my brain still thinks Sierra Mist is a thing.
and
And
most
I
people do.
didn't know for the longest time that Starry was Sierra Mist. Like I just thought they got rid of it for some reason. I
I
had
don't
no
know.
clue.
And I'm watch the videos. It is the most comical thing because she's so nonchalant about it. She's just like, yeah, no. And she was making them like as she was going. I think at one point because
Yeah.
like it originally started with like, you're never gonna guess what I just what crazy messages I've been receiving because they didn't just ask you; they just flat out demanded if you don't stop, we're gonna sue you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Try me.
okay, let's try this. Let's see how far this goes. I
Yeah.
mean, luck,
It
Godspeed.
obviously didn't work out for him because now it's Starry.
No.
I wonder what their sales are. Like, have their sales like are they back where they were? I wonder if the sales like have they lost market share?
Well, I know that their sales weren't doing great beforehand. Um, just because of everything. People have cut back on soda,
Yeah.
what have you, and Sprite is more popular when it comes to those, when it comes down to the citrus clear drinks, I guess you could say. Um, but after they did the name change, yeah, no, it has not gone any better because like you, most people think it's something completely different. They don't realize it's Sierra Mist because they don't put on the packaging star formerly Sierra Mist. There's no indication whatsoever. So if
Yeah.
you don't know the story, and also too because of the story and why they've changed their name, a lot of people are boycotting them on purpose, which again, can't be mad about that, and I'd fully support them for that reason. If you're going to boycott a company for a reason, that's a good one.
It's also people are saying too that it's slightly different, which yeah, so if it tastes different, but
Yeah, no, Dreadful, yeah, you're right. The Spooky Empire was suing Spookala for brand infringement and image. So Spookala changed their name to Scared Ice.
so when you were posting about that, I looked into that about what it was, and they're saying that like the font they use is part it was the name and it was the font, but it's like okay, these are totally different things. You're basically arguing that because somebody has a spooky font, even though it wasn't their spooky font, just any spooky font at all, like well, it's going to confuse people. Like what are you talking about? Like that was a real bitch ass move. Okay, okay, MILF man. I did not, but I saw
What?
something earlier about yeah, about teeth and eyeballs.
I'm sorry, what? I
Okay,
don't know anything about this. Tell me there's a picture somewhere. Tell me there's pictures.
hold on.
There's pictures, aren't there? Show the pictures.
Here we go.
Oh, come on. Yes,
Well,
pictures?
I don't know. I don't know if there's gonna be pictures. Hold on.
Ah,
Uh,
don't get me
wait.
excited like that.
What is this a picture of? I don't.
Show it. I want to see it.
What? I don't know. I don't know if it's like a chunk of meat.
Do it. I want to see it.
No.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Come on.
You really want me to put
I
this up
want to
on
see it.
screen?
I do. It's not a crotch. I want to see it.
Okay, hold on. So I'm just gonna warn anyone who's squeamish. I don't even know what I don't know what this is. I really don't even know, but this
I
is
see
like
it.
it's gonna be a chunk.
Ah!
This is a chunk of meat. So just close your eyes if you don't want to see this. I don't even know what this is. What the hell is it?
That.
Okay, it's off the screen. I right. What the heck was that thing?
Took a
Okay,
tooth out, put a lens in it. Okay, so it's a tooth with a lens in it.
okay.
It
Oh,
doesn't
so
even look
here's
like a tooth.
so
No,
wait.
put it up
So
again. That doesn't look like a tooth.
hold on. Yeah, the procedure involves implanting a small lens inside the patient's own teeth. The tooth is then placed in the eye, creating a new window for vision. So, this was from 6 months ago. Somebody became the first patient in Canada to undergo this remarkable surgery.
So it's a
Um,
lens in a tooth?
yeah, once the frame is finished, doctors install a tiny plastic telescopic lens into the dentine case, which has to be the tooth, I guess, where it remains for a few months as new tissue grows around it. Another surgery removes the scar tissue from the patient's eye and replaces it with healthy tissue, also harvested from a cheek. In a final procedure, doctors sew the implant into the eye socket and under the cheek tissue transplant. What? What?
Do that tooth again. That did not look like a tooth to me.
Okay, I just to warn you guys, it's
Looks
going
like
back
a
on the
furry
screen.
tooth.
But it's okay, it's a tooth, but then it has like skin growing over it. So it's like skin growing over a tooth with a lens in the tooth, is what I think this is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay. Tooth and eye surgery maintains a high success rate from across 10 countries in which it's been performed. 94% of implant recipients could still see even 27 years after their surgeries. Okay, here's what I want to know about stuff like this. How do you figure this out? Right? How on earth does someone has some sort of specific eye damage and you're like, we could create a little fake lens, but then you're like, well, I need something hard to put it in. What am I going to do? I need something hard to put it in. Like, I know, I'm going to put it in a tooth. I don't know. I just, who thinks
Yeah,
of
of all
this?
places, a tooth is kind of an odd place. So do they take the whole tooth and put it in your eye, though? So you can, like, are we taking it back out to put it in your eye for you to see again out of your eye? Is that what we do with this?
Part of your tooth.
Nobody has that big. I mean, well, I guess some people have big teeth. Most people don't have large teeth like that, though. So, like, you're left with, like, basically, like, a baby tooth after that. So, how does that work for your insurance? Do you have to use your medical and your dental? Because then I assume you're gonna have to have like a fake tooth, like a half of a fake tooth put on to
Okay,
replace
so
that tooth. So like dental
it has to do with that you have cornea damage, but you can't get a cornea
transplant.
transplant.
Okay.
Um, so damaged eyes don't produce enough tears to support a new cornea, leaving the tissue rough, dry, with an almost skin-like texture. He knew that a simple plastic lens wouldn't work because your body rejects foreign objects. So this is some Italian doctor in the 60s. So the solution he thought was to embed a see-through plastic cylinder into the body's own tissues. The resulting structure would be strong, scratch resistant, and made up of your own DNA, lowering the possibility of rejection. He thought that perhaps the most suitable building block would be a hard substance made to last in a warm, mucus-filled environment like the eye. Um, okay, I guess the tooth then does make perfect sense for this. I, yeah,
I mean, cool. I guess that's a question.
it's fascinating that they come up with this stuff, right? I mean, this is really fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, they've left other body parts attached to other body parts so they stay alive. So
Okay, so yeah, so I think that what we saw was skin growing around a tooth with the lens in the middle, and then you stick that thing in your eye. The eye looks
question.
really
I'm gonna
gross
look into
afterwards.
that.
I'm not showing you that. You can Google tooth and eye surgery if you like to see what it looks like afterwards. I mean, even though it looks gross, like I would do it if this was going to give me my vision back. Who cares? Who cares? That it looks weird, right? This is crazy though. This is really crazy.
This is interesting. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hopefully,
Okay.
hopefully
So
none of
it's
us
not
need it.
even one of your bigger teeth, and the whole tooth is removed from the patient's mouth. Huh.
That's crazy that the guy even thought of this. And then I'm just assuming, it didn't work the first time he did it. I'm sure he was a little trial and error. But I guess if you already can't see out of your eye, why not go through some experimentation? Because if it doesn't work, you're no worse off because you're already blind. And if it does work and you get your vision back, how awesome is that?
Okay, so this actually answered a few questions that I had. It's usually the canine tooth they use. They
Because
prefer to use the canine tooth.
that one has the longest roots, they said.
Yeah, they want, yeah. Um, and the whole tooth after it's got the lens in it, I thought it was just gonna go straight back into the spot that it was. I was wondering how skin would go around it, because skin doesn't grow around your teeth like that. It grows around, you have gums, but it doesn't,
Mhm.
your gums don't continuously grow over your teeth. So I was curious about that. They actually, it says that they take it and implant it in your cheek for a few months to allow it to integrate with the surrounding tissue. So after about several months, they then remove it from your cheek and then place it in your eye after the cornea has been prepared. Huh, that's cool. Oh, okay. See, oh, so you do. It requires quite a large team, an ophthalmologist, dentist, and other medical professionals. I would imagine a plastic surgeon for the implantation on the cheek. That's cool. That answers the question. I imagine you would have to go through your dental insurance at some point if a dentist is standing there.
You probably have to go through, like, multiple types of insurance because I'm
Mhm.
sure that it's you gotta pay the dentist, you gotta pay the surgeon, right? There's, like, a whole bunch of different doctors involved.
Cool thing though. I like that. That's neat. Different.
Yeah.
So, do we have any other news to discuss before we get off?
Um, so this one I've been laughing at, and I'm waiting for updates because this just happened, I think last weekend it happened. So out on the Hamptons, there was some, you know, whatever ritzy party happens out in the Hamptons. Or some concert was going on. It was, does it say what concert it was? I don't know. But anyways, an event staffer tossed a T-shirt from the balcony, right? So free T-shirt, and again, this is out in the Hamptons at some thing. So this is like, these are rich people here. Um, and they reported that a woman was seen kicking and punching kids while trying to get her hand on the T-shirt. And one little girl told the cops that the woman grabbed her right arm and bit it. And the bite broke the skin, leaving her arm bloody and swollen. So this girl's parents called the police and they searched for the biter, couldn't find her. So then during the week, they found the lady. Some 75-year-old realtor to the stars got arrested for it. And of course, she claimed she didn't do it. But I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever over a free t-shirt. And like the lady who, and whether she, like I said, she claims she didn't do it at all. Uh she sold, let me see if it says where. Yeah, she sold Geraldo Rivera's apartment for 4.1 million in 2016. In 2015, she was one of three agents behind the sale of some townhouse for $22 million. So like she sells multi-million dollar luxury real estate in New York City. 75 years old, and she bit some kid on the arm to get a free t-shirt. Allegedly. Allegedly. But I've been laughing about this all week, and I keep waiting for updates on this because I think it's ridiculous. Although she
Uh,
must be happy too, though, because when it first came out and they didn't know who did it, they were like, "Oh, someone, a 50-year-old woman did it, somebody in her 50s." And then when it came out, she was 75. I go, "Well, she must look good then. If they all thought this lady was in her 50s, she must have good hair dye, plastic surgery, jeans, something, low, skincare.
It doesn't really surprise me anymore. I'm so used to the fuckery of it
Yeah.
all, if I can say that way. I mean, people are just nuts now. They really, really are. They tend to act a fool, and I'd like to say it's one age group over another, but there really is no particular age group. It just seems to be people that seem to pick on those that are smaller or weaker or they don't think they're going to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, an old woman picking on a bunch of kids who she can probably most likely guarantee aren't going to hurt her for various reasons or try and stand up to her for various reasons. Yeah,
But I'm thinking like I bet you she has enough money that she could be like, I'm gonna donate, a couple $100. I want some t-shirts, and they would have just given them to her. Right? I would imagine if she would have given the money, they would have given her t-shirts. And if you're selling $23 million apartments, I'm going to assume that you have some money in the bank and that you could afford to make a donation to get some shirts.
you're looking for common sense though where there is none. I mean, how many of us have seen the videos where the people lose their mind over something being wrong at the fast food restaurant from a drive-through or something, I mean, they get mad and
Yeah,
upset over the dumbest things and especially when it comes to free stuff. Oh my god, people or things that are on sale. They could afford to buy it 50,000 times over at full price and they will still
yeah.
wait in the hours long line and fight with people to get, $5 off or whatever the case may be. It's
This lady claims that she was knocked to the ground in the chaos by a group of teenagers, which left her sore and injured, and she reported her concerns in writing to the event organizers the next day, and they promptly called her, apologized, and assured her that changes would be made to improve safety. Um, and she met with the police to raise her own concerns. So, like I said, we'll see if she really did it or not. But of course, I couldn't find the first article that came out because the very first article made it seem that multiple people saw her biting.
I watched a video last night where a woman called the cops on herself pretty much. She thought she was doing something by threatening this guy that she was going to call the cops on him.
Yeah,
And she was the aggressor. She was the one at fault the whole time. She started it, kept it going, what have you. And she called the cops, and sure enough, the cops came out and she tried putting everything on him until he pulled out a video and showed him everything she had
yeah.
done. And he literally laughed and told the cops she called the cops on herself. And people do that now, though. They just think I'm untouchable for whatever reason. I mean,
Karens.
good luck.
Oh.
I wish it was a different name, though. I mean, and not that I care about the name Karen. I really could care less. I just find the name so funny because it's like, what about the guys? What are we supposed to call them? Are we
Do,
supposed to call them male? I don't like this male Karen thing.
do people call no? Because people call him Chad?
I thought Chad was douchebag.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard.
We need to stop trying to change things. Listen, they're trying to change the meaning words on a regular basis. Chad is a douchebag, bro. That's different from a Karen. Just saying. In my opinion, anyway. So it should be more like a Ken. You know, that's my opinion. Like I said,
Most people call him okay, this says it's normally a Ken or Chad. See, yeah, I don't think I think more Chad is a douchebag. Ken, I don't know.
I like the Kens that I know, so I can't say that they're like that. Yeah, Dreadpool, there's a video going around where some women called the cops because someone stole their drugs. They called the cops to get their drugs back, and the cop literally looks
That
at him and
was
says, "Are you kidding me right now?" He's like, "I can't even call this in."
wasn't that on the show Cops, right?
I think so, yeah, probably. They had so many amazing episodes of Cops. I miss that show. That is why I'm glad, however, social media is a thing because most of those places have their own
Yes.
channels. And thank you, Sheriff Grady. Yours is amazing. Always your
He's
latest.
so he's so witty. I love him.
Oh, have you seen his latest viral video? They did a
Oh.
drug bust. It was not that big deal, but what's funny is he's wearing a big gold chain and a matching bracelet, and he's got a couple of guns, and he's just sitting there like one's like a
Oh,
little
right
burst
here.
gun. It's
I
the
got
most
their drip.
pathetic looking. Yeah, I got their drip. I got that drip, and it's so funny. He's hilarious,
Oh, I gotta watch that one.
and not for nothing, but Border Patrol's regardless of how you feel about Border Patrol, their social media videos are comical. They release videos that are like it's like set like trailers for action movies almost. Like they play music in the background and have them pulling up in slow motion, and oh, they're entertaining to say the least. I highly recommend watching any and all police department social medias because they're funny. Who cares how you feel about them? The videos are good.
Perry says that male Karens are Richards because they're dicks. Yes, one time on Cops, a woman stops the cops to tell them she gave a woman $20 for crack cocaine and she didn't get it. And when the cop asked the other lady, she was like, "I don't sell drugs, I sell sex." Yes, that's the episode. That
I
was amazing.
remember that one.
That was such an amazing episode.
That one was
Oh,
hilarious. I love that one. Yeah, that one was so funny because she was so insulted
yes.
at the question about selling drugs too. She was so matter of fact. She's like, "I don't sell drugs. I sell pussy."
If you guys don't know what we're talking about that, you have to Google it. You have to watch it. It is amazing. That's gotta be from the 90s, right? That was like
Yeah.
ages
Oh,
ago.
that is so old. Yeah. No, that's way.
But we all still
Yeah.
remember it. We
Oh
all
yeah,
still remember
well,
it. It was
because
great.
every few years it makes the rounds on
Yes.
social media. Is like, and what cracks me up is every once in a while I'll see it and people will comment on the video as if it's a new video, like it just happened. And I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, this happened probably before you were even your parents were even
Yeah.
born. Calm down. Nobody's smoking crack
Uh,
these days. Relax.
uh,
Just saying. Uh, I'll let you read that comment. That's too funny.
Milfman only remembers that because he was in the episode. Oh,
Touche, touche. Oh, it's too funny.
I love
Too
it.
funny. Good times, good stuff. They need to bring back Cop.
Well, they've got now. I've never seen it. Don't they have some other show where they ride along with cops now?
Reno 911.
Dude, I love Reno 911. That I could watch that show all day long, and I just love he's in, Lieutenant Dangles in those little shorts. So I love the beginning with like that little stretch he does with the little itty bitty shorts. Oh, I love it so much.
There's a guy that recreated that video buying cowboy boots, and it is the
New boot goofing.
funniest thing. Yeah, it was actually he's actually a cop somewhere too, and I can't remember where. He actually walks in to the boot store wearing his uniform and walks out wearing shorts. It's very, it's
Oh,
great. It's the best thing ever. Definitely worth it. But there was a video, and it looked like it should have been a skit from Reno 911. So I actually looked into it because I was like, I don't remember this from any of the episodes. I don't remember this episode. Did I miss one? And no, it was an actual traffic stop that this woman was as high as a kite and just had no idea what planet she was even on, what much less what car she was driving. Amazing though.
here's Lieutenant Dangle with his new boot goofing. Oh, that just his little shorts just crack me up.
That was one of the best shows.
Can you imagine that, like, right, you're an actor and you're like, okay, I'm going for this new show, and then you get the part and they're like, okay, now it's time to go to wardrobe, right? And they pull out the racks of all the things to wear, and then your rack just has like, okay, let's see what pair of shorts fit you.
Yes, yeah. I would probably laugh way too hard, honestly. But as someone who's walked up to a rack of clothes and been like, here, we're going to see what we like the best, putting the most ridiculous outfit on you seems about right, especially for a comedy. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
expect nothing, nothing less. I myself have pulled some ugly costumes for people just because. I mean, like we've discussed before, there's people in your life you don't piss off
Yeah.
for a
Person
reason.
who's stressing you.
And I bet you he was on his dresser's good side because I bet you those shorts had a lot of stretch because they moved
Yep.
with him well. So they were some comfortable shorts, I'm betting.
Oh, great show.
Good time.
All right. I think it's getting late.
It is. It
Am
is.
I going to make it to bed before midnight tonight?
I hope so.
I hope.
Let's go.
So before we leave, though, do we have a guest for next week?
We do. We do. We have a special guest for next week. We're going to bring Mr. Axel on
Woo-woo.
from Iconic Video Game and Good Morning Xbox. He'll be joining us next week.
Yeah, so you got to tune in to see what kind of shenanigans we put him through.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't decided exactly what I plan to do to him just yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a whole week, Stevie. Don't count out the minty underpants just yet.
Yeah. The mail can make it to Texas before Sunday, so
True. Very true. I know people. I know people. Uh, but with all that being said, we hope you'll
yes.
tune in next week with us to see Mr. Axel. Until then, we hope you have a fun week. I hope you have an amazing week. And try not to do anything to get put on my list or put anyone else on the list. Please, by all means, use common sense. That's it. That's all I've got.
Especially now that we all know that she has a little collection of real caskets that people give her, so she's prepared. Don't get on her list.
Say it. But everybody have a good week and try to stay out of trouble. And if you're going to get into it, at least be good at it.
Yes.
I'm Death Dealer.
And I'm Pink Pickles.
Have a good week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.